Hey guys, welcome to the Forge, and today we are going to be looking at set number 76950, the Triceratops Pickup Truck Ambush. This set retails for $50 Canadian or $40 USD and comes with 210 pieces. This set also comes with 4 minifigures and the Triceratops. Taking a quick look at the box here, we can see that this box represents the scene from the movie well, with the background and the truck vehicle. The Triceratops, I don't know if it had this many scars to begin with, but it is certainly a nice, impressive new, paint job that we've never seen before. Taking a look around the back, see some of the play features, some more of that printing, and in the bottom corner, a little measurement of how big this thing was in the movies. So it's looking pretty good. Let's move on to the minifigures. And the first minifigure we'll be looking at is Claire Deering. Now, this is a interesting type of Claire that we haven't seen before in the black suit. Initially, when I saw this character on the box, I didn't know it was Claire. I can't tell whether that's because of the hair mold they used or if it was something else, but maybe it's just me. There isn't too much special on the back. This is mostly just a black minifigure with the Claire Deering face print. So nothing too different there. If we take a look, she does have an alternate face print. Quite accurate to what happens in the scene in the movie. So there you go. And that was Claire Deering. Next up, we have Franklin, and same thing, this character is mostly in black. The torso print is a little different, of course, and he's got that nice looking face print, but there is a little more detail on this back print, as we see a bit more than what Claire had, and also he has a terrified secondary face print as well. Again, fitting for the scene in the movie. But that there is Franklin. Just a very quick look at him. Moving on. And next up, we have the Guard. That's literally what he's called. Guard. Not Guard 1, not Guard 2, just Guard. But, taking a look at him, he's got a nice looking jacket there, serious looking face print, round back, not too much going on there, but I don't know, I think it would have maybe been nice if there was just some sort of maybe made up logo for whatever company that these guys were working at, but instead we just have the basic back print. Up next, we have the second Guard. Again, that's just what he's called, just Guard, not Guard 1, not Guard 2, just Guard. Again, guys outfitted with hoodie, little cap here, gun, tranquilizer, obviously, and we got that little hoodie on the back, which, again, the hood is a nice attention to detail. I like that. And he's got no alternative face print, just like the other Guard. The other Guard doesn't have an alternative face print, so you just have to deal with their one face print. And last but not least, we've got probably the highlight of this set, the Triceratops. Now, looking at this guy, we've had Triceratops in the past, but this guy's got some real gritty, scarring and printing going on. This isn't one of those fresh out of the incubator Triceratops. This guy, he's been through some fights, he's been through some wear and tear, and it really builds character with this dinosaur. You can't move them all, but you can pitch the head, rotate that around. You can change the limbs and whatnot, so there is some flexibility there. Overall, this is a really nice Triceratops, probably better than the ones that we've gotten in the past. And it's certainly one of the selling points for this set. Now let's take a look at the actual build of this set. Here we have the pickup truck, hence the Triceratops pickup truck ambush. And it's a relatively nice pickup truck, pretty simple in design, I will say, but it's not a bad build. And also, it doesn't have a license plate, which I guess you wouldn't want if you were like a rogue breeders on a ranch or something. You'll have to see the movie to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it just moves forward and backwards. No turning in the front wheels, which is pretty typical of these type of Lego trucks. Also, oddly enough, there is just a giant gaping hole in the back. There's a slightly better look at the hole in the back. I don't know why they went with this hole. They couldn't even be bothered to put like some door panels on the side, since this piece does allow for doors to be put in. There's no like little window in the top with this being a wall or anything. No, it's just a giant open hole in the back of your truck, which is a really, I don't know, it's an odd design choice, especially since there isn't too much to build with this set. This truck is pretty much the main thing. And yeah, I don't know a lot of pickup trucks that just are missing a wall. Obviously, with most Lego trucks, you can take off the roof and there's enough room to put in a single minifigure to drive that vehicle. You can put the roof back on, and there you go. You got one of your guards driving your vehicle. This truck also comes with a nice play feature. You might have seen it on the box, but in the movie, this thing gets totaled by a Triceratops, and they made sure to reenact that here in the play set. On this front grill piece here, if you put a little bit of pressure on that, it pops the hood right off. And so you can take the Triceratops and just push in on this front piece. It can move forward and backwards, and it puts pressure on this little thing underneath the hood. Here's a slightly closer look at that hood piece. You can just move it forward and backward, and again, it puts pressure on this bottom piece, which causes it to shoot up if there's any pressure. Now, how easy is it to replicate the moment in the film when this thing gets totaled? Well, let's take a quick test here. Here's my Triceratops, and I just go, bam. Okay, so yeah, didn't have to work too hard to do that, so it is an easy to do play feature. There we go. So yeah, overall, very functional play feature. Finally, the last part of this set is this little quad build. Now, I'm not opposed to getting quads like this in Lego sets. It is a relatively cheap way of getting a vehicle into sets, but I mean, looking at the front, it isn't a bad design, but compared to what we get in the film, where it's like an actual van, and to have it replaced with this little cheap quad build, it kind of feels cheap. Yeah, it's just a bit cheap. $50 to $40 set, and we get one truck and then this little quad build. It's Lego could have done better, but this quad does have a little bit of playability to it. Obviously, you can put Franklin here, and he can drive the quad around, but also on the back, there is a seat for Miss Claire Deering. You gotta push her hand forward a little bit so that it doesn't collide with this back part here. And then also Claire gets this little like carrot on a stick, so you can just put that in their hand. And that's the build for the quad. Just this kind of, it looks really awkward, kind of like this. You probably want to have the carrot off to the side or something, but supposedly they would be leading the Triceratops here. They'd be leading it away from the farm and rescuing it, which isn't really what happens in the film if we're looking at film accuracy. They were trying to rescue a baby Triceratops, not this much larger one, which can clearly take care of itself, looking at the scars on it, and the fact that the truck has the play feature of getting absolutely totaled. So, overall, what are my final thoughts on this set? Well, for $50 Canadian or $40 USD, this is pretty typical of what you would get in a set like this, but it does feel a little bit cheaped out. I mean, when you look at what happens in the film, it is a vehicle chase between two trucks. You got the black security van in the back, and then you have Claire Deering, Franklin, and another person. I don't remember their name exactly, so don't quote me on that. But they're in a white van driving away with a baby Triceratops, and then this large Triceratops comes in and dismantles the guard van in the back. So the fact that instead we get this little tiny green quad is kind of cheaped out. I would have preferred if they added about maybe 10, even 20 additional dollars to the price tag of this, just so that we could get that complete vehicle to the set. Because overall, this set doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at it in the terms of what happens in the movie. There was no quad, there's no carrot on a stick. I don't even really know what I'm supposed to do with the carrot on the stick in this set. Am I supposed to lead the trike to attack the van? Or does the trike just attack the van and Claire Deering and Franklin just are driving around with a carrot on a stick? I don't know. But in terms of adults buying the set, they're probably just going to buy the set for that Triceratops. And for kids getting the set, they're not going to look into it this much. Again, would have liked it to be slightly better quality Lego. Just saying, $50. We could have used a back to that truck cabin and maybe a slightly better quad, because this thing is really cramped. But those are only my thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think? Is this set fine? Is it justifiable? Or would you have preferred a slightly higher price increase just to get that complete truck-on-truck action? Why don't you let me know in the comments section below? Until next time.